Here, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today, I got a banger of a video for you guys. This is going to be the only video you're going to need to get bullish on Peaq and understand the thesis behind Peaq, right? And why I'm so freaking bullish on it. No one on crypto Twitter, no one on YouTube is more bullish than I am on robotics as a narrative or covering it the way I'm covering it, right? So tune into this video, get your popcorn, get your notes, even watch this video multiple times to get an understanding, and let's get right into it. Peaq today has fallen to $42 million market cap, right? Sitting at just over 1.5 cents. Right now, we're pretty much towards the bottom here. Now, my first DCA into Peaq was in this range here, right? I told my guys, this is my first bag of DCA that I'm going to be doing back into Peaq here, right? Which is here. And we're pretty much up like 2x, close to 2x as of right now. It did get up to above 2x around this point here. But as of right now, we're a little bit under 2x here, right? This was a pretty good DCA, seeing that we got close to the floors, or as of right now, we're up 40%, 44% from its pretty much the floors as of right now. Now, the thesis behind Peaq is very simple, and we're going to dive into it fully here. It starts with Leopold. Leopold's situational awareness has put some things into perspective for me, and gave me the idea on where I can put the timeline on for when robotics will really start to take off and how that is going to affect Peaq's price, right? Right now, he put this tweet. This was back June, right? Because when he got targeted and got liquidated, pretty much, they came after him. Obviously, he had a big bag. He was probably breaking some type of rules to make him seen or whatever, but he was right on his thesis here. Now, he says virtually nobody is pricing in what's coming for AI. I wrote an essay series on the AGI strategic picture from trend lines into deep learning and continuing the OOMs to an international situation and the project here. So in this paper, he essentially breaks down his core claim is that AGI will be coming sooner than people thought, which is going to be by 2027, 2028, right? Essentially, people predicted that AGI would be around 2030. Now, 2030, obviously, for some people, is kind of far away, but it's not really far away at the same time. It's right now we're 4 years away from 2030, and the timeline has moved up just because of how much better these models are getting over time, over each month here, right? We're hearing stories every day of these these AI models breaking out of confinement, doing some things here, right? Anthropic has a model that they don't even want to give to the public, being Mythos, which is they gave us the watered down version being Fable here, and even then that got blocked for a little bit and then got put back up. Now, with that, he mentions that basically we're going to get some sort of government AGI by 2027, 2028. That could be the Mythos model, because they blocked it from us. They allowed these other bigger companies to test out this Mythos model, right? Now, what is going to get better than Mythos? There's going to be some other models that we're going to probably see, right? So how you probably asking, like, how does this all translate to like robotics? Well, Leopold pretty much says robotics is a downstream effect of AGI, right? We'll use automated AI research to solve robotics, an ML problem, right? And not a hardware problem. So pretty much robotics is not a hardware problem. It's more so a ML problem, and apply super intelligence and R&D across science and technology, right? Basically, he treats robotics as one of the first major domains that get unlocked after cognitive AGI threshold, not before. So we're going to get the AGI first before we fully get robotics. So kind of the sequence of events that he's predicting is that cognitive AGI by 2027, end of 2027, early 2028. Then from cognitive AGI, which creates autonomous AI researchers, we're going to have the rapid solution of remaining robotics bottlenecks, which is going to be the software first. Then it's going to be the physical embodiment explosion, right? Capable humanoids, industrial robots, autonomous vehicles, drones, and sensor fleets becoming economically viable and scalable far faster than most current forecasts assume, right? Industrial and labor automation cascade. Factories, logistics, agriculture, energy, consumption, construction, and services that start running with high degree of machine autonomy, GDP growth, and capital intensifies accelerate. So what he's basically saying is, if you're thinking about it, first we're going to see the broader intelligence explosion, which is going to expand beyond just pure ML. It's going to go into physical hardware and things like that, affect our day-to-day, right? We're in 2026 right now. That means in 1 year, his thesis looks closer, looks more plausible than ever. Why? Because we're going to start to see physical AI in the spaces, where you can see Elon confirms 30K Tesla cybercabs by 2027, and there's a slow rollout of these robo taxis right now happening, right? Uber partnered with Lucid. They had a partnership with Waymo, but they cut that partnership, right? Waymo's looking to go public with their robo taxi, robo cabs, and things like that, right? Not only that, Nvidia announces their new AI chips for personal computers, essentially turning computers into AI, pretty much AI computers, right? This is going to be huge. This is more physical AI we're seeing in this space, and Nvidia is looking to target basically power robo taxi fleets with chips by 2027, which makes sense with their partnership with Uber, right? Because Uber is going to be doing their robo taxis and things like that. So 2027, we will see a big explosion in physical AI, which aligns with Leopold's thesis of AGI coming by 2027 and 2028, right? But robotics is more than just robotics. Is more than just humanoids, I should say, right? This is your physical AI, this is your hardware, things like that. Everything that goes into a robot. You got your physical AI from robo taxis, you got claw machines, you're gonna have robo farms. We're seeing all of that already being built here, right? So this all leads into the whole Peaq thesis, right? It's natural for the future of robotics to become more closely aligned with crypto. Imagine needing financing for a robot to work in a coffee shop. Then you can tokenize it and imagine the robot paying back live income to the owner of the robots. There's so many use cases for crypto for improving efficiency of robotics in the future, right? That's the crypto side of things. You're going to have the biggest IPO of robotics right now, which is going to be your Unitree that is going to be IPOing next week, I believe, right? So this is another catalyst. This is showing you that this thing is being built and it's happening faster than most people predict. Andrew Kang is also the founder of RoboStrategy. He came from the crypto side of things, and he sees how fast robotics is going to be coming out, which is, I think, why he made his pivot into robotics. Now, as we talked about AGI and things like that, right? That means AI agents is also going to be in this space, right? Agents is going to be huge. If we get AGI in the next year, that means these AI agents are going to become much more smarter, and they're going to be transacting on crypto. They're going to be everywhere. They're going to be an economic actor in society. Raoul Paul talks about it. AI agents just made crypto addressable market infinite. AI agents aren't just smarter tools for people to mess around with, but economic actors in their own right. They'll hold wallets, spend money, run businesses, transact with other agents, and never take a break. So this leads to the first pillar of what I believe makes Peaq even more bullish. Peaq partnered with Virtual Protocol, right? Robots running Peaq OS can join Virtual's agent economy. Virtual's agent pairing is now live on Peaq's robotics.sh. So you can go onto robotics.sh and check this out. Scale your robots with any service here, right? We're going to see why this is very important in the same, as they pretty much demoed it as of right now using Unitree, which IPOs, right? But right now, essentially what this is that AI agents get an embodied AI, right? We get into embodied AI with this partnership here. Right here, essentially plenty of machine hit calls beyond their programming, a shelf rating, a storm ahead, an anomaly in the frame, and the old answer was to stop and wait or guess. With Virtual's agents attached, the machine buys the answer instead. Any service on ACP paid per query settled on chain, right? So essentially all these AI agents, all these robotics, all these machines were meant to do a task. They haven't been able to hire themselves. They haven't been able to pay anything. They just do the task. Now with the virtual agents attached to it, these machines could seek out through the embodied AI, through their virtuals agent, jobs, do everything, right? This is where this is happening as of right now. We're seeing this as of right now being built here. This is the one part that makes me pretty interested in it, right? So again, as we get AGI, these smarter AI agents, these agents become economic actors, they're going to want a physical body to do other things here, and they can now they're going to be partnering with Peaq, who has the machines. They're going to be giving these AI agents embodied AI, right? So that's one pillar that makes me pretty interested on that side. Next, they introduced Peaq Economics 2.0, upgrade to set machines free. This might be the biggest thing that they announced that makes me even more bullish on Peaq going further. Designed to turn real machine adoption into omni-chain revenue, structural demand for Peaq, and a tighter supply through binding and burn mechanism. So under this new upgrade for Peaq, right, this new economic upgrade here, right, whenever machines do business, they coordinate with Peaq, right? But this is where things get interesting here. The three forces that drive Peaq demand: machines bond onto Peaq, every activation and renewal, right? Validator stake, scaling with every machine counts, right? Once the machine exits the ecosystem, half of the supply that they bonded with gets burned, right? So at go live, 38 million plus Peaq to be bonded across 3.3 machines that's already on Peaq, right? This is the key part here, right? They already have 3.3 million machines that's going to be bonded, and that's 38 million. That's not a lot, right? I think they said that's like less than 1% of the supply that will get bonded onto Peaq. That's taken off the supply as of right now. But this thing is so bullish because if we're believing that more machines is going to be coming on chain, right? More machines in general, the partnership with virtuals equals even more machines because of the AI agents. They're going to need bodies and things like that. They hinted at other partnerships that they do have. That means there's going to be a lot of machines that's going to be coming onto the market that is going to be taking some supply of Peaq, right? Right now they have about 2.4 billion circulating as of right now. 38 is going to be taken as this, like less than 1% or whatever, right? But increasingly, let's get that to like 1%. Let's get that to 10%. That becomes a lot more tokens that is taken off of circulating supply that is going to be either burned or even, you know, just going to be bonded to these machines and things like that. And if we believe that there's going to be a lot more of these machines that's going to be coming into supply next year, is going to get wild. So the economics 2.0 has been like the second pillar that got me bullish on it. Third pillar is the Machine.fun, right, which launches to accelerate the dawn of physical AI products, a collaboration between Peaq and Codex, right? Machine.fun has officially opened its doors to applications from physical AI founders. The dedicated accelerator is purpose-built to support leading physical AI founders with the most complex elements of a startup. Most hardware founders never make it, right? But the accelerator is equipped to provide high impact support across finding suppliers, manufacturing at scale, certification, going to market, and selling units, right? Now I'm pretty sure these machines, these physical AI products that will be coming onto this Machine.fun is also going to be a leadway to the second pillar of bonding more Peaq onto their platform, right? So more physical AI is going to be coming out through Machine.fun, which is going to be like a launch pad for physical AI and attached to crypto. So that is three pillars right now that has me very bullish on what Peaq has building as of right now. You can see the ties between what Leopold has said with AGI and how that is the downstream, how robotics will be a downstream effect of AGI, right? But that's the big part. Robotics is like the big addressable TAM, and as that comes out, that is going to make Peaq even more bullish later on down the line. Right now we're going to get into the thoughts of Aside, because Aside gives us a little pushback that I want to highlight as well. So before we get into all of that, I would like to ask you guys, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. We're on the road to 30k subscribers. If you guys would like to help out with that, hit that red subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video, comment what you guys think down below, and while you guys are down there, you guys can hit that Discord link to join the Discord to continue the crypto conversation we're having today. And you guys can ask, how does that Patreon group work? As you guys know, we have been getting into some bangers of calls, but not just the calls, not just the community. You get access to the best crypto central intelligence platform out there, which is the AltcoinchasersHQ. This allows you to track smart money, track unlocks, track prediction markets, perpetual exchanges, all of that, all in one place here, because data across crypto is fragmented. We're bringing it all into one place in a crypto central intelligence platform. So you guys can check out the post and see what you get with this platform here. You can also watch the video that I'll link in the cards up top for you to understand what this platform is doing. And if you guys want to join via Patreon, you guys can use Aside 2026 to get 40% off your first month to test out the terminal, test out the platform. But if you just want to test out the platform without Patreon and things like that, you guys can sign up directly onto the website and you guys will see it here. You guys can get one full free day to test out the HQ, and then you'll see the benefits and you'll see why you're going to be signing up for it, right? This is going to be the best tool that you're going to be using from the bear to the bull to the bull to the bear, right? Links for all of that will be in the description down below. Let's get right into the video. Quick post edit right now. I just wanted to bring this in because I wanted to talk about the market cap here. Now I brought up virtuals here, but not just to like compare it to virtuals, but this to get us a few market cap ideas here. We're going to scroll down and we're going to see it here, right? So right now, if Peaq got to the market cap of virtuals today, that's about a 768% gain from these prices here, right? Which isn't too crazy. I love that, right? That is very good in my opinion. Right now, seeing it at about $1 billion market cap here, even 500 to $1 billion. This is very doable. I think these two market caps for for Peaq is very doable in this next bull market coming up here. That'll be 1,000% gain from these prices alone, right? And then of course, at $1 billion, that's about 2,244% gain here, right? This is where things is going to get interesting. I believe once we get into the few hundred thousands of millions of market cap for Peaq, that's more people will start to talk about Peaq, and that is going to create a snowball effect that lets us get to like 500 million to $1 billion, right? It's going to be crazy how fast this is going to move, but you guys let me know how you guys think about that in the comments as well. So of course, I ask Asai everything when it comes down to crypto, because this is the smartest crypto AI out there, right? So right now it breaks us down what Peaq is, but the bonding to price math code version here. This is where the thesis gets tested. One Peaq bonded per machine, held permanently, no withdrawal path at 17 at over 1.5 cents. That's about 18 cents of Peaq removed from circulating supply per activation. The bond is the same, one Peaq across all states, right? Doesn't scale with the MCR rating tiers, doesn't increase for tokenized grade machines. For bonding to create real supply pressure, you need one of three things, right? Massive activation volume, which I believe we're going to get. 2, bond scaling with the rating / tokenization state. 3, verified plus tokenized shipping to add per machine demand primitives beyond one Peaq bond. Even if all 3.3 million Peaq ID transition to bond and activate, that's 60,000 absorbed against a $42.5 million market cap, right? The bond and thesis narrative at the current bond size, right? It becomes mechanical if verified / tokenized ship or bond scales, meaning more happens, more adoption happens, more of these machines get bonded. So now I told you we're going to get some pushback on this, right? And I love that I get pushback on this because it just helps me just stay grounded, right? The 3.3 million question, vanity versus real. 3.3 million Peaq IDs is total registered identities across 60 plus ecosystem projects. The actual bonded monetized revenue generating machines count is far smaller. Dual mint, which I told you guys I've been using, right? That's another way that's bonding is going to be happening, right? The proof of concept tokenized robo farm has 205 activated machines delivering 5-figure cumulative yield internal reading, right? That's the real baseline. A Peaq ID without bond plus MCR rating plus revenue event is just a database row. The token thesis depends on how many of those 3.3 million transition to economically active and not just ID counts, right? That means of the 3.3, how many of those are actually going to be bonded and get a Peaq OS? The Virtuals partnership. Virtuals is one of the several third-party AI agent runtimes in Peaq OS scale, alongside of Claude, OpenAI, Tenno, custom runtimes, right? The demonstrated integration, a Unitree G1 humanoid on Peaq paired with a virtuals agent purchasing a Wolfram, I think that's what it's called, right? A Wolfram Alpha Query via X402 and USDC on base. A machine pays machines loop with public settlement on base scan, right? That's the real on-chain proof of concept, but framing it as virtuals partnership overstates it, right? And it just gives me the pushback there. But we're starting to see the proof of concept on how that virtual and Peaq quote unquote partnership will work. So this is where we're going to get into like the robotics timing, the AGI 2027 lens. It doesn't have Leopold's specific take. I actually haven't trained it on that one yet, because this was just my thesis on this type things, right? But the broader machine economy framework, chain of thought 2025 maps cleanly. Phase 1, 2025 to 2027, narrow robots for defined tasks. Phase 2, late 2026, early to 2028. Data flywheel compounds as deployment scales. Phase 3, 2028 and beyond, right? Foundation models robust enough that new tasks need only minutes of demonstration, right? That's the data flywheel. Remember the video I dropped for you guys on a bottleneck for robotics, which was data, the training data, visual data. If they're going to be in the physical spaces doing physical things, they got to be trained on that data on how to do it. AGI 2027 doesn't accelerate phase 1. Robots still need physical world training data that doesn't exist just yet. It's being built, right? People are trying to get it just right. That is the big bottleneck. What accelerates it is phase 2 to 3. General intelligence applied to robotics control stacks means faster hardware software iteration. Realistic robotics inflection for crypto is warehouse and simple tasks late 2026, data flywheel to 2027, 2028, general purpose humanoid viable by 2028. Peaq's window is the 2026 to 2028 ramp. So between now to 2028 is Peaq's peak window. But that's the thing though, the bull market is coming very closely here, right? That time frame aligns perfectly with the bull market, and it gives us the breakdown of the bear case here. Of course, 97% down from all-time highs, 2.4 billion circulating at 5.67 max, right? So 42 circulating, 58 still unlocked, right? So that's future distribution that is going to be coming up. No smart money flows into Peaq because it can't see the smart money just yet, because Peaq, either you're buying it on its own chain or you're buying it on a SEX. But you know, they do have their fungible tokens on different chains through layer 0. I don't think it tracked that just yet. Bond is symbolic at the current size. Supply sync thesis requires bond scaling or verified / tokenized shipping. Neither is proven, right? So we need more of this to happen, as is just, you know, it's small, so it's nothing too crazy to affect it as of right now, right? So the robotics timeline is a multi-year. Peaq needs to survive the weight against better funded L1s, but it doesn't have really any competition in that sense. The thesis is real and one of the more complete on-chain machine economy stacks I've seen. Identity, credit, agent parent, data, settlement, all integrated, but the price mechanism is thin until verified / tokenized ships or bond scales, right? This is pretty much it. Short term, 1 to 4 weeks here, it is neutral. Midterm, 1 to 3 months, it is bullish if verified ships or MCP graduation rates accelerates past dual mints to 205 baseline. Long term, it's bullish. Long term is 6 to 12 months, guys. Bullish if phase 2 of robotics data flywheel hits in late 2026 to 2027. Range bound otherwise, right? The triggers, bullish. Verified function ships live plus first tokenized fractional ownership transactions clear on Peaq, right? Bearish. ETH, it talks about ETH and all of that, but this is the thesis, guys. This is everything you need to be bullish on Peaq, from how the timeline plays out from AGI to how AGI will solve robotics. It's a downstream of AGI, right? Then how that connects over to crypto, to how AI agents is going to be economic actors on chain, right? That now leads to the good partnership that Virtuals had with Peaq, then to Peaq's economic 2.0 upgrade, to 3, how robotics is going to be out there. You know, we already showed you guys that what is going to be coming in 2027. 4, you got Machine.fun, right? So these are 4 things that you can really finally see why I've been so bullish on Peaq. I put it all together in one video for you guys to understand. I understand this was pretty long, but you guys need to understand the thesis behind why I'm bullish on Peaq, why I'm bullish on robotics and physical AI as a whole, right? This is going to be the video for you guys. Don't forget to like the video, comment what you guys think down below. We're on the road to 30K subscribers. If you guys want to help out with that, hit that red subscribe button, and I'll check you guys later. Peace.